everyone. So, um, just random live. I know nobody's here right now, but I just want to talk a little bit about possibility for trans women out there. Sounds like it is a big topic to discuss, and one second. The problem with possibility, for example, I shouldn't be as much worried about possibility if I want to. Okay, I'm not saying I'm beautiful and all. I'm not saying that, but I know how to pass when I go out with a little bit of effort. Um, so I can imagine how easy it is for me and how difficult sometimes it is for me because there are also days when I'm not feeling like putting that much effort, and there are days when I feel like just being lazy, and problem with possibility is that you you can't be your best 100% every day. Like there are times when you just want to relax and you just want to chill. But possibility is like you got to do constant effort, um, in terms of like getting approval from someone, just being respected by people, and by just going around minding your own business in regular life. So possibility is important. But what about those people who have difficult time passing? And it's not just because of their looks and stuff, because we all can be beautiful and all. And but there are certain things that gives away. For example, there are people who have bigger bone structure, they have taller height, bigger frames, you know. So for those people, like it can be a problem passing in public, and you can look beautiful. Okay, so again, I'm saying it's not the attack on someone's beauty, because we all can be beautiful nowadays, because there are procedures, there are you know self-care and medications, all that. But when it comes to passing, I've seen some trans people, including like if they even have surgeries, and after having all those surgeries, they still look somewhat like, there are some people who have some sort of eyes who can recognize that yes, this person is a trans. But and then there are other people who put very tiny bit of effort, and you know they pass perfectly even with the tiny bit of effort. So it is down to person, and also depends on your genes, basically. How, what are your heritage, what is your heritage, how tall your parents were, grandparents were, and you will inherit those genes from them. So not everybody is as lucky. And then I hear, some trans women, I, I would understand if I'm hearing it from biological folks, like cis folks, cisgender folks. But when I hear it from other trans people bashing it as if transition is only made for those people who can pass, and who cannot pass shouldn't do transition. And they say it so lightly, as if like, oh, the other person is not putting effort. you know Not everybody is that dedicated to transition. People just want to mind their own business, and all they want is the basic respect from other people. That's all. And I'm not talking about those entitled people who go around and trying to argue with everyone, and trying to um, get be seen and pointed out in the crowd, because they like, some people like attention. But I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about those people who mind their own business, who go out and. One second, I'm getting a call, so I'll answer this. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I was talking about those people who are minding their own business, and they just want to live peacefully in the society. A lot of people associate trans people with prostitutions and with all sort of negative stuff, like we are sleeping around with different people, non-serious people, and dirty and sex and what uh, eh, STDs and all that. A lot of people have that type of mindset, like escort type mindset for us. And I do get that judgment sometimes, and it initially, like, it was difficult for me to get my head around it. Initially it was difficult for me to, to let it go, basically. But now I'm used to it because it's kind of like part of my life now, where until people don't know about me, they will be fine. But once they find out that I am a trans person, then uh, for some reason they just become bit. They have some sort of criteria, like they find it easy to maybe talk personally to me or trying to approach me personally very easily. So, it's still we have people with that type of mindset, and it's not a good thing, to be honest. But at the same time, you learn to let it go. So, 1 second. um Hi everyone out there. Hi. So, talking about this, and so what is passing then? Is passing only for those people who are good looking, who can, go out in public and just look beautiful and get guys? Is transition only made for those people? I don't think so. And just because I am blessed with good genes, that I'm not too tall, I'm not exactly petite, like I'm 5'7", so that's my height, 5'7". But if I'm that lucky, it doesn't mean that I will go out and say, oh, anybody who's above 5'7" cannot transition because you guys are tall and I'm the perfect one, and I just close the door now for you to transition because just because you have bigger frame than me and stuff. So people can, if we are that beauty conscious, we will be judging each other out like that, and we will be saying and being entitled for saying that, oh, well, you can't transition but I can because you're not genuine trans but I am, or you shouldn't transition if you are facing that much difficulties. No. So I'm not into that. I don't advocate for those type of people. I'm not advocating for hate for anyone. I think anyone what should be able to live the way they want regardless, and they don't have to fear about uh, you know passing or not passing, to be honest. And people shouldn't be uh, holding them accountable for transitioning if somebody has bigger, broader bone structure or something. And because that's not fair, you shouldn't do it. um so you know this really scares me, and this really makes me feel like what type of world we are living in, because everybody's trying to take advantage of the other person. And it feels like that the people who are either women or who are also the fellow trans people, some of them, not all of them, and not all of the women are like that either. But there are certain people who would judge others and by saying that no, you shouldn't transition because you don't look that well, or maybe because you can't pass that much, so you shouldn't transition. What about the other person? They must be suffering whole their life. How much do you know about that person? All you know is how that person is looking, and you're judging that person on basis of the looks only. Not good at all. That's very shallow. Um, Hi everyone, thank you. Please give a small tip or confidence to trans girls who are about to start a charity. Well, if you're about to start a charity, first of all, know that it's okay, and tell yourself, and it's very crucial and very important to tell yourself your health come first if you want to transition, for example, in future. And if things don't go right to your plan, and if you're not feeling good about it, it's okay to take a break from hormones. It's okay to just reflect back on what you are doing to yourself. And if you're still happy, if you're still happy with that life, continue with it. But if you're not happy, if it's not for you, then recognize it in time, because hormones don't harm you as much until it's too late, for example. And even then, it's fixable. But you need to realize and don't rush into anything. For example, if you're transitioning, don't rush to see the changes in 1 month, 6 months, or 1 year or something. Okay, take your time and don't try to compete with these beautiful trans women out there who you see on social media, because they might have so many surgeries and God knows what they're doing behind, um, you know, in the cameras and stuff. So their story is different, their genes are different. So if you are transitioning, I would say be confident in yourself and know that you're always welcome. Even if your transition work out, even if it doesn't work out, you're always welcome in society, and you should always have that pride in yourself, that you're perfect the way you are. So if transition is making you happy, the reason why we transition medically, because it can make us happy about ourselves. It gives us confidence about ourselves. But if it is making the life hell for anyone out there, it's okay to take a break and reflect what life is better, and try to talk to someone, like try to take counseling and stuff if you need help like that. And if you're talking about passing, like if your problem is passing, first of all, different people need different stuff. But what I think, like, important thing is your eyebrows. I think for me, it's like I have to really look after my eyebrows, because when it's bushy, I look more clockable. When it's less bushy, like in a female range, that changes completely my face. So I like it. Look after your eyebrows. Have laser done, because that 5 o'clock shadow and stuff that gives a lot out. So um, don't take a risk with that, because makeup is alright, but it doesn't cover too much. So yeah, have laser before even transition if you want to. That's even better. And work on your voice. I'm not working on my voice, because this is my like male voice that I used to have. It's just a bit softer now with the help of hormones, but it's still kind of like ambiguous voice. But I can manipulate it. I can talk like this, and it's okay to. So I can talk like this. It's okay, but I don't want to talk like this, because this is not my regular voice, and I don't feel comfortable like continue talking like this, because it just gives a fake vibe. So I talk to you guys because I'm just pouring my heart out. So I'm going to talk in my normal voice, which is this one, and I think this voice is all right now, the one which I have. Um, Radhe Radhe Deepika, hope you're okay. So I was talking about passing. Well, if your concern is passing, if somebody wants to pass in public, do your effort, but know one thing, that there will be people who will be judgmental. If you can pass, then you don't have to worry about much. But those people who can't pass properly in public after giving so much uh, try, and putting so much effort, and still they can't pass in public, just know that it's okay to be who you are. Just accept you the way you are, because you are unique. Not everybody can be you. You can still make yourself look attractive and beautiful, and you can still win people's heart with your good manners and your nature. And if some and just know that there are certain people in this world who will always try to put you down. So don't allow them that, by just ignoring them, by not fighting with them, but just ignore them and just move away from them, because your time is more precious to waste on those people and try to explain to those people, uh, or try to find their approval. Oh, why did they not call me she, or why did they not call me certain way, address me the certain way? Because you don't need respect from someone. If somebody remember that, like, the people who will give you respect are the people who are respectful. Because if somebody doesn't have respect at first place, they will not be able to respect you. So don't worry about those people. Could you also explain the anxiety that is associated with changes on HRT? Well, the I like this question because I remember you just reminded me about my first year on HRT. I was so worried the changes will start coming, and how will I be able to explain to people, like, what am I doing? Because I was working full time, and I was working in a public sector. So people could notice the small change, and I was growing my hair even before starting HRT. I started growing my hair. And so before, people used to ask me, like, why are you growing your hair and stuff, and I never used to answer them clearly. And after that, because I always used to find some excuse, but after that, like, after 3 months or 6 months, no matter whatever excuse I give, people were always noticing something about me. And there were people who actually stopped me and asked me, are you a boy or a girl? And there were few people who asked me that. And some of my colleagues knew it, but they finding it hard time to even ask me that. At home, I already came out to my parents, and so they did not mind as much because I already came out before starting HRT. But at the same time, they did notice changes, and they were telling me, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I was like, "No, I'm not doing anything." And I did, because I was doing laser, so that's the biggest change. And what I told them, like, I have some sort of infection that is taking my hairs out. So yeah, finding this first year will be horrible. Depending on your situation, it will be horrible. So if you want to remember this, okay, as much as I was scared in the first year of my transition, I loved that time because it was a time of excitement. As much as you want, the time to fly so you can see the changes, but at the same time, that is the time when you're actually seeing the revolution in yourself, and you're just noticing those changes. Treasure them, treasure those changes. There will be anxiety, okay, there will always be anxiety, but deep down, know in your heart, convince yourself that you will it this will be over, by the way. But meanwhile, enjoy those little happiness, little changes. There is some sort of joy in in a little bit of tension, and when the tension and curiosity is combined together, like first year of HRT, because you don't know how you're going to look like after 2 3 years, and what will be your body like and stuff. So it's an exciting time, to enjoy it. मैंने क्या बात है, कभी सुबह कभी स्ट्रीम लगता है मुझे आपसे बोलना. Deepika, yeah, I don't have any specific time to come online, so I just came for a few minutes because I was seeing some trans women who were talking about passing, and they were trying to bash those other trans women who can't pass properly. And I thought, why are you doing this? You just because you have money and you spend on yourself, your face, your nose, everything is fake, and now you're advocating for those like people who have money and who can afford it. But what about those who can't? And somebody will be lucky if they can pass without all that. But if somebody's not passing without all that, it's not nice, right? You shouldn't be bashing people who are below you. That's like, those bottom feeders are also on YouTube. So unfortunately, just ignore those people, negative people. Because I hate when I see people bullying other people and being insensitive like this. Um, I started trans Echo Sage. I started transitioning almost a year ago now. My hair growth is a bit faster, but how long did it take you to get into your current length? Well, my I so this hair length, the one I have right now, okay, I have been transitioning for 10 years now, okay, and I cut my hair so many times, you can't imagine, because I got to this length, okay, this length, and I cut my hair because I was working, like, my work is physical, so I was working and I had to cut it, so it was going in. getting in my way of working, so I had to cut it. And now I enjoy short hair because before I had a thing like, okay, if I have short hair, I'll be looking less possible. But now I can, I'm confident in myself, so I can get away with short hair. It Before HRT, it was the hair growth was very slow. After HRT, like this length, it took me like a year almost, or a bit less than a year to get this length. But I did combine biotins while I was transitioning. So if you want, you can take biotin that will make your hair growth faster, or hair supplement, any other hair supplement for hair that will definitely do some tricks to get it to that length and look after your hair. Um, Thank you, Deepika. Yeah, that video was from last live, so yeah, I just posted a clip of it. I keep asking question. I'm in verge of starting HRT. Just very, very curious. How does it feel to see a feminine self in the mirror, and do you get a different kind of stares from people? Yes. Same thing. Can I know your name so I can call you by your name if you prefer that? By the way, so yeah, people treatment has changed definitely. Like before, I'm talking about guys and girls. Like girls were fine with me, like even before transition, but guys treatment definitely changed because before it was more like a bro type treatment, and now it's more of a ladylike because people want to lift things for me, people want to help me, people try to flirt with me, and unnecessary. Some of them are really cringy, and somehow they're nice with me without any reason, which I never used to notice before. Like before, it was more like, yep, I can be friends with people. They can talk to me about if they like a girl, or if they like something, if they fancy a girl, they can compliment a girl in front of me, or as the girl passing and they're perving on that. They used to find it easy to confess it to me for some reason. And after transition, what I noticed, guys trying to hide so much of themselves from me. So what they're doing is like they are they yeah apart from flirting and all, but what they're doing is they're not trying to open their mouth unnecessarily in front of me because of the fear of being judged. So that side of men I have noticed after transition, which I'd never used to get that treatment. I'm not craving that type of treatment from men or women. I rather prefer them in a broad treatment because then I know exactly how they are. So one thing you got to be cautious of, like after transitioning, yes, guys will try to approach you, but don't try to believe everything they say. That's what I noticed. Trust me. Before transitioning, you're not used to with males trying to find excuses to mellow you into liking them. You know, which you you find it after like transitioning into female and stuff, and you notice that these guys are finding different types of tactics and excuses to just get into bed with you. So be careful, they will be lying. You need to recognize, yes, it's nice to have compliments from them, but keep it to that way, unless if you really want to go ahead with it. But don't try to believe everything they say. Yeah, have fun if you want to, but trust me, a lot of them will try to manipulate you. But overall, people will be nice and respectful. Depends where you're living, actually. But most, initially I used to get like some people who were also trying to ask me, generally asking like, are you male or female and stuff. Look, but it's out of curiosity, and if you're cool about it, they will not give a second thought. But if you're not, if you're trying to take it as offense or something, then you're making it hard for yourself. So just go with the flow until you and then you will there will be a time, and when you'll get to the stage when nobody will try to ask you, are you male or female, you will you will look like the person that you see in the mirror, the the way you see yourself from within, you will look like that. So don't worry about it. There will be a point like that. And so right now I don't have any makeup, okay? So this is me without makeup. YouTube is like my safe place where I can be without makeup and stuff. So yeah, that's me. But if you want to put effort like makeup and stuff, then yeah, go ahead, do it. And yeah, there will be so many people who will be after you. So yeah, but don't get disheartened and don't try to compete with models in the magazine, or when you see a very beautiful woman out there, don't just try to compete with themselves. Knowing in yourself that you are good looking in your own way is enough. Okay, Jessica, found out your name. Um, Orally or topical biotin? Well, oral. I used to take oral one because I used to take pills, but whichever, same thing. Between my name is Jessica. Okay, my name is Morrigan. Hi Morrigan. Hi Jessica. आपको 10 years before की लाइफ और अभी की लाइफ में क्या डिफरेंस दिखता है? आपके relative का reaction कैसा है? Deepika, I haven't told my relative about, because I don't think it's none of their business to find out about my transition. And I'm still fearful sometimes because my relatives are in South Asia, and they're very, some of them are living in a very backward place. So I don't want to make it hard for me. I can tell them, I don't give a damn. I can tell them if they find out, they find out. But I don't want them to find out until they can't find out, because that's just extra baggage that I don't want. Because, those relatives, they will never be there for you when you need them. So why would you give a damn if they accept you or not? Who cares? And even if they do accept you, there will be talks behind your back. So just try to not come out to people who you don't have to come out to. Do you know what I mean? Like, come out to those people who you absolutely care about, who you're living with, basically. Sure, did you change your legal name? Yes, I had changed my legal name in the first year of my transition. Like within the 6 or 4 months of my transition, I have changed my legal name and gender through deed poll. Okay, because I live in the UK, and in UK there's a procedure called deed poll, so you can apply for your name and gender change, and I did it. And after like several years, I sent that deed poll certificate to my passport office and get my gender and name change on my passport as well. So on my passport, it's a female now, and my female name as well. So, and the picture, because before it was difficult when I was going to airport, especially the first year, because I had a male passport and they were looking at the picture and I was looking like this, and trust me. And for some reason, when I was going past from that, the machine that checks you in the passport, sorry, in the airport when you're traveling, I walked past from that machine and they always bleep. They used to, and they always used to bleep on that groin area. And I was like, because they were thinking it's a woman, and they must be thinking that this woman is probably hiding something in their vijay. And I was like, sorry, it's mine. It's not a vijay yet. It's something else. Oh God, those experiences were horrible. I was traveling Germany back and forward that time for my ex, but I live in India. Alaikum assalam, car lover. मुझे भी लाइफ में फेस करना पड़ेगा, चैलेंज है, आप हिंदी में बात नहीं होगी. Deepika, I'll do another live in Hindi because other people will not understand right now. That's why. But I will try to do a live stream in Hindi at some point. Okay, don't worry. Thank you, Deepika. शुक्रिया. बाद में बात करूँगी हिंदी में. Okay, अभी नहीं. Okay, Sharad, did you hate your old name? I did not hate my old name. Problem is, because my parents were Muslim, I was born in Muslim background, and do you know, Sharad, the problem is that most Muslim kids, um, they have three names. They have longer names, basically. So they have their first name and their actual name, which is a middle name, and then there is a surname. So with me, the problem was that so they give me the same typical Muslim name at that time, and which is a proper male name. So I'm not gonna reveal the middle name because which used to be my old name. Okay, but I'll reveal my first name. So my first name was Muhammad. Can you imagine? So when I came to UK and I was in a job interview, and when they called Muhammad, it's your turn, and there were few Muhammads stood up because everybody's first name was Muhammad, and then they said surname, and they all were like Pathan, so they had the same surname, and that was also again difficult. So then they said the full name, and then I realized it's my name. So this is a confusing part. So I always wanted to change that, but I loved my own name, not the first or last. I'm talking about the middle name, the one I had, which is the actual name, because first name is always like either prophet name or either some holy religious name that they add just before your name. And here in England or abroad, they think that's your real name, but in our country, it's like middle name is the real name. Sorry. So yeah, I had to change it, and but I did not change it like my I did not change my name completely. What I did was my middle name, which was my actual name, there was a short form of that name, and everybody in my childhood and in my family, relatives, and my friends, they always used to call me that nickname. So I chose that name as my transition name. So now that is my real name, and there is no difficulty because my parents are already calling me with that name. And that's slightly, for some reason, that was like a ambiguous name, so males and females both can have it. And that was my childhood nickname. For example, people who are Nick or Nicholas or something, okay, or Nikolai, uh, and there are girls who are called Natalie or Nikki, but for all these people, like the common nickname is Nikki. So whether it's a girl or boy, Nikki can fit on anyone. Similarly, I have a similar type of name now that fits with my name, and it's very ambiguous name, so I don't have to change it because my parents used to call me my every family used to call me that. uh Sahil Kumar, मेरी आवाज लड़कों जैसी है. So my voice, Sahil is asking, like my voice is like males. Sahil, I can manipulate my voice. I have manipulated my voice few minutes ago. I can manipulate it for you as well. But because I'm on YouTube, so I'm trying to be candid with people because it's a platform where I can be candid with people because I'm not hiding my identity here. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not filtered. I'm with my real natural face. So I rather give the real voice as well, because if I'm outside working, wherever I used to work and stuff, I always used to use different type of voice, and on the phone I use different voice, but here I have to use my own, like this voice, because this is more genuine, and I feel more comfortable like this with you guys, so that to give you the benefit to know that at 30 don't change your voice. It makes it slightly softer, but it doesn't change it. Thank you for doing live stream and show support for those who might really be struggling being able to pass. I'm in red state here in US, which has had me focus on passing all the time. Oh, bless you, bless you. Well, I would definitely suggest you to move away from, if you can move away, because even if you are, doesn't matter about passing. Like I also pass. It's not the problem. The problem is, God forbid if somebody find out, and there are nasty people everywhere. So you just be very safe, girl, very safe, and I hope you'll be fine. But this is so. problematic because every 5 years your rights, your identity is dictated by someone above who's just elected every 5 years, and now you have to allow it to happen. uh, I'm not as I said, I'm not hardcore against Trump or anyone, because there are some okay, I don't want to talk politics here, but I'm talking about those people who have that ideology uh, behind all the radicalism and stuff, to take some sort of like revenge from trans people, because they somehow are radicals and they feel good about it, because according to some people, God hasn't made us this way and blah blah blah. We are not born. You'll be this, you'll be that, you will always remain this and that. There'll be always radical people like that. So just be very careful. Good luck. Guys, I have to leave now because my throat is getting really bad, and I wish you good luck. Thank you so much. And Sahil Kumar, maybe I should talk a little bit in a feminine range to just satisfy your your curiosity. Okay, so let's do it. Hi, Sahil Kumar. This is me, Kola Berry, and I'm hoping that you like this voice. But anyways, I'll take your leave, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Look after yourself. Bye. Have a lovely day.